Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Okay, party started.
What up, people? Welcome to Feature Friday Plus. Today, Casey Tandingan is in the house. Finally, oh my God. How's it going, Casey?
I am so excited to be here. I am excited to talk to you guys about everything or just anything.
We're excited to have you on, believe me.
Oh,
It's
really,
been a...
really, Kate. Thank you so much for making the time. As we were just saying before, I think you're probably one of my favorite discoveries we've made in the worldwide music scene. So it's truly a true honor to have you come on and have a chance to talk.
Wow, thank you. That means so much coming from you guys. Thank you. Thank
You
you.
have a very soothing voice. Your speaking voice is very
Really?
soothing. Yeah, it's like
Not only
ASMR.
when you're singing.
I don't know. Maybe it's because of the microphone or the setup.
Sounds great. You sound great.
But I'm sure people bloody pay just to hear you talk.
Oh, there
Thank
we go.
you. Thank you.
Well, listen, I've heard that like there in Manila, things have started to open up a bit, and you're starting to gig again, and things are opening up slowly. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. We're actually hoping that since it's December, like in a few days, we hope that more live shows are going to be possible or going to take place because we love performing in front of people. It's just, you have this different energy when you're performing in front of a crowd. When the crowd is in front of you, it's just different. And I miss that. Personally, miss that so much. And I hope that, you know, the Philippines just opens up, like for shows outside of the country and shows here in the Philippines. I just hope that, you know, the situation just improves.
Oh, we're praying for it as much as we want it to be happening as much as you guys. I think the live gigging shows in the Philippines have been an absolute treat to watch from a distance. But I know, knowing that you guys are so naturally inclined, you know, to be in live performances, it must be a pain to do it, you know, in a distance.
I have to,
Yeah.
I have to ask. Some not you know not very often do we get the chance to find out, I guess, the origin story from the mouth of
The legend itself.
of the artist itself. So I'm very intrigued on your early years, not just like in the business, but like your, I guess, your musical pedigree as you were coming up and learning of music. What was that like?
It was fun. I'm just thankful that my dad was very supportive of me. I started singing when I was 3, or at least that's what he tells people that he saw that I had potential when I was just 3 years old. And growing up, he was my first coach. He would make me listen to different artists, and when I was younger, I would do the power belting songs. In the Philippines, they call it the birit songs.
Birit songs,
It's
yeah.
the songs that people usually sing on singing competition, showing the range of the singer. Blah blah blah. So that was my life before X Factor. I used to belt. I used to sing the birit songs until high school. A polyp developed in my vocal cords, and that kind of hindered me
Yeah.
in doing music. I almost just walked away from music altogether because I thought that me not being able to hit the high notes anymore is gonna stop me from reaching my dreams. Because in the Philippines, at least way back like years ago, people assume that you're not a good singer if you can't reach the high notes.
Yeah.
So at that time, I thought I was just gonna give up the dream of pursuing music and just focus on my career. But I'm just thankful that I also found friends who were into music and introduced me to a lot of different artists who just opened up my mind to to the different possibilities in music. And that's when I started to rearrange my songs. I didn't want to give up on the songs that I used to sing just because I can't hit the high notes anymore. So that's when I started like rearranging the songs vocally and talking to my friends like Makoy, who you've already had on the show.
He's absolutely brilliant.
So yeah, that's how it started. So people think that, you know, whenever they ask me why do you love rearranging songs so much, I love rearranging songs so much because it started as a necessity. Yeah, that's how it started for me, and then I used that to audition for X Factor, and that's what the judges, I think, saw in me. That's unique, that I am, that I always want to be involved in arranging the music. I always want to be part in making sure that I know what happens in the music and in the arrangement, regardless if it's my original song or if it's a cover song. So yeah, and that's what got me here.
I think it's very clear though the use of the creativity itself that really allows you to express yourself in ways that we hadn't ever seen before, and it comes from seeing tons of covers of different songs and different artists. And I think what you have been able to manage to do, it's that you take property of the songs, whether they're yours or not, and you're really transforming into something absolutely mind-blowing to witness. And it's pretty cool, that necessity drives you into into something so different.
Well, they do say that mother is the mother of creation is necessity.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
To a certain extent, it makes sense.
That is true. Now I'm rearranging music because I love doing it. I love that people remember me not only for my performance as an artist or whenever I'm on stage, but people remember the arrangement. People remember how I tell the story. Because it's easy to cover a song, but the challenge is making it memorable, that people remember you even though it's not your original song. Yeah, that's always a goal.
It's so interesting because I have this saying, when I spend a lot of my life training in sports, so tennis, and we used to have this saying that in sport or music that there is levels to levels, and what we meant with that is it was like you could do a cover, right, and that would be like, it would be good, and that's one level, but then there's people that just reach another level because they're able to perhaps
include creative factors that you wouldn't see naturally in the piece.
Yeah, perhaps they could ignite emotions that their original song didn't ignite. And then there's levels on top of those levels, which is the person truly, that artist truly made the song itself. Like, it's like as if they arranged it themselves and made the song originally and then provided a different take on the story. And I think you probably get complimented on this a lot, because I think that's truly what you've accomplished.
That's your charm, indeed, yeah.
But you truly are, and that's how I describe it to my mates sometimes. It's like, you wanna know levels. It's like, listen to KZ, and they all laugh because we all come from tennis. We're not, we don't come from
the terminology.
Yeah, terminology comes from tennis. But that's kind of as I've always memorized you. I think I'm gonna remember you though for your soothing speaking voice. I didn't imagine that one.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much.
I mean, no. Listen, people, you need headphones for this one. Yeah. That's for sure. Listen, I just would like to approach your singing-songwriting process of things, because that's also something that you don't get an opportunity to talk to your favorite artists about, and especially when their compositions are so honest and so open, and they're innovative in their way of portraying themselves, like the way you do it. Do you have like specific rituals that you have to go through to sit down and write some of your songs, or do they
to
come
arrange,
naturally?
or how does it come?
Yeah, how did you envision these things?
For my songwriting, it's actually something that I am still working on, because before I joined X Factor, I used to just write songs. Okay. And then after joining X Factor, I went through something rough, and that's when I decided to just stop songwriting. And then when I got married to TJ, he encouraged me to go back to songwriting. So since the pandemic started, I've been writing songs as much as I could. TJ would always tell me, you don't have to finish the songs, you just have to write everything that you feel. Make it an outlet, because during the pandemic, it's just so hard to just, express your feelings, and we are not able to do live shows, so it's harder. My process in songwriting is always, most of the time, the melody just comes first, and then I just record it on my phone as a voice note, and then sometimes I just write random lyrics, and sometimes I just try if, okay, would this melody work with this lyrics, or blah 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 blah. It's just trial and error for me right now, but I am more comfortable in the rearranging. Like it's been something that I have been working on for more than like 10 years. It's something that always I've always made me feel like I am involved in the song, that I'm not just a singer singing the song, that I am the artist representing the song and telling the story. So most of the time what I do is I just sit down with McCoy and we just play around with the song. I sing it a couple of times, and then I tell McCoy, can we do it like a ballad version, and then can we do like a more jazz version? We just try different stuff and then listen to it, and then just pick which one is like has the potential, and then we work from there. And then I also let McCoy, since McCoy is also an amazing artist and guitarist, I also let McCoy do his stuff. So it's always a collaborative process, because it's only not if I just allow myself to do everything, it won't be as good as allowing McCoy to also do his thing. So it's always collaborative. And then when we're done with the entire arrangement, we would send it to my musical director, Karel Honasa, and the bassist from my band. And then he would just make it into this like monstrous
So
arrangement. And that's how we do it.
That's fantastic. I mean,
it's really beautiful, the relationship you and McCoy have. I think that was one of the things that and obviously the relationship we got with TJ. And it doesn't surprise me that TJ would have been the person that reignited the urge to write and the fire. Love seems to do amazing things in people.
And he's a brilliant songwriter himself. Like the whole. So of course it was like something that was meant to happen for your creativity overall. Absolutely.
Do you ever look up? Do you ever like think about that? Like how mad your love story and like your friendship with McCoy is. Like he's so. When he told us the story about how you guys met, I was like, man, I don't believe in like bollocks, basically like movies and all that stuff. But that when he told me that, I was like, what? So that's basically a movie. But yeah, when you guys, you're kind of like. And he told us a story that he met you, randomly, because you were doing like in an X Factor house. You were like staying in a house, and you guys just started making.
One of my friends became TJ's friends, and then because we're from the same island in the Philippines, we both speak Bisaya, and that's when like we were connected. And the first time I saw him, it wasn't like love at first sight or whatever. Because I just didn't feel him that day.
Girl, I don't vibe with you.
yeah. He was not the type of person I would hang out with the first time I saw him. But we became friends. I've known him better. And I think 2 years after being solid best friends, that's when he told me that he wanted to be more than friends. And we dated for like a year, and we're now almost 7 years together and almost 2 years married.
Absolutely wonderful.
Movie, mate. That's a movie.
Serendipity. Serendipity can take one.
Wow. Thank you.
Obviously, there's something really cool happening at the moment where it's obviously like you're, I guess, as everyone becomes older and everyone, I guess, lives life, it sparks different art and different ways of expressing themselves and different ways of writing. With your, I haven't actually heard your latest track 1159 because I wanted to check it out with you and get the chance to actually hear your thoughts on the final video and kind of like do like a joint, I guess, reaction, if you call it that. So we'll do that perhaps at the end, but what was the inspiration behind perhaps that specific track? And how did it all come to be before we check out the video?
Okay, so 1159 is a song that was written more than 10 years ago.
Bloody hell.
But I was not the one who wrote it. It's actually a group of people, and one of those songwriters is actually the producer of the track. He is a Grammy-nominated producer, Lugo Gonzalez. And for the past 10 years, they have been trying to find the artist that would best interpret the song. So a lot of artists from the past have already recorded the song, but but maybe they thought they haven't found the right person yet. So I think fast forward to 2019 or something, before the pandemic, They found out that my management and Tarshia Records was trying to find a song for me. And Lugo decided to send the song and just like, risk it. If she likes it, then if it works, then let's just do it. If it doesn't, then it's okay. So he sent it to me, and it was love at first listen. The first time I heard the song, it just felt like it was written for me. Like I could already imagine my voice. I could already hear my voice singing the track. It was that for me. So I decided that I really wanted to record the song. So we flew to LA, and then I recorded it. I finally met Lugo. He produced the track, and that's how it came about.
Nice.
Well, sometimes, like I said, sometimes things are just meant to be, and it doesn't matter the time frame. Like some things are just clicked in the moment that they need to click. I think that's also something important though, because when a song has been written for a really long time, it's kind of been sitting there, marinating itself on its own, right? Did you feel any pressure trying to approach the song to make it yours? Or was it just straight up like, yeah, this is what it's supposed to be?
I am actually thankful that they told me the artists who have recorded the song after I recorded the song. 'Cause
Clever.
had they told me before the recording, that would have made me feel like a lot of pressure. But I'm just thankful they told me after.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Maybe if there was pressure, I think it was the type of pressure that I was putting on myself. Because Tarshia Records, my management, have put a lot of faith in what I could do and in me as an artist, and I just didn't want to disappoint them. So throughout the entire 15, 16-hour flight to LA, I was just up and listening to the song over and over again, just making sure that I got this. I know what I'm gonna do. I know how I'm supposed to tackle the song. I know how I'm supposed to record the song. I was so nervous because it's a completely different environment working with somebody like Lugo, who is a Grammy-nominated producer. That put a lot of pressure on me. Would I be able to do whatever he's gonna ask of me? Will I be able to, reach his expectation, or will he just take his song back and no, it's not working for you. Go back to the Philippines. But when I got there, Lugo was very welcoming. He was very warm. Every time I would suggest something that I could do in the song, he would always be open to everything. He really allowed me to be who I am as an artist during the recording, and that made me feel more relaxed, and that made me feel respected as an artist, even though he is Grammy nominated and I'm just here doing my first international song. Yeah, so I think that's it. Yeah,
That's really cool.
Talking about that pressure aspect of things, and I mean, you're certainly no new person to the idea of pressure. Any artist that's performed in front of thousands of people would feel some sort of pressure, I would imagine. Throughout all these years, I mean, performing all around the world and traveling to places that perhaps people had certain expectations of you, and you did feel that pressure. How have you been able to, I guess, cope and I guess mature as an artist when it comes to being always in the spotlight? Because as we always say here on the podcast, it's like at the end of the day, it is a business. Like this is a ruthless, bloody industry. So how has that? What was that journey like? Perhaps for all this, because you've been doing this for a long time.
It has been pretty tough, especially in the beginning. But I think after years in the business, I just keep on remind myself. I just keep on reminding myself that whenever you're put in such pressure, it always means that you're growing. It always means growth. So if I'm in a situation where it's hard for me, or if I'm in a situation that I'm challenged, I always just remind myself that this means growth, that this means I am out of my comfort zone. That whatever happens, whether I win this competition or I don't, it will mean that I have grown as an artist. And that will make me improve. And that will make me want to do more and want to step outside of my comfort zone more. Yeah,
That's
I think that's
great.
it.
Do you find
Smoke
yourself?
mentality.
Yeah, it's a hard mindset though, because understanding that adversity creates a better product at the end of the day, like putting yourself in such pressure actually makes you grow. um have you ever thought about how do you actually, when do you actually came to that conclusion overall? Because that's not something that you just naturally understand. I find that
Yeah.
everybody works differently under pressure, and um, coming to that conclusion has a lot of thought process behind it. When did you actually realize that pressure meant growth for you?
I know you guys have seen some of the videos from China from Singer
Oh, yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
That was like the defining moment for me. I was put in a
Right.
lot of pressure because I was in a country I've never been before, around people that not a lot of them could even speak in English. So there was language barrier, there was cultural barrier. Like it was just a lot for me. It was overwhelming that even before I went to China, I would be sick in my stomach just thinking about being in the competition. It was mentally, physically, spiritually and emotionally tough for me, that I didn't want to disappoint the Filipinos because I was representing the Philippines. But at the same time, I wanted to do what I wanted because I love doing music. So
Yeah, it's
it's
hard
just
finding that
there's
balance. Yeah.
yeah, and that's when I just the show was the show ran for about a month or something, or like 2 months. I was there Feb of 2018 through April of 2018.
So
And
the dead of
those were
winter
the
as well.
yeah, those were the hardest months in my life, like in all aspects. And it was important that I was surrounded by people who really believed in me and cared for me. And they were actually the ones who told me that, you know what, this means growth for you. And that like ticked, oh my gosh, yeah, this means growth for me. This means that after this competition, if it doesn't even matter if I win, or yes, it does if I win, yes. But if I don't, this still means that I am better than who I was before coming in the competition. So yeah,
How
but those were the months
Those were the
how the
months.
that I
hell did
would
the idea?
remember for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but how did
How did
the
that
idea
opportunity come
come
about? Yeah.
about for you to travel bloody thousands of kilometers and then perform in a contest in China?
It's actually a funny story because I don't know if you're familiar with ASAP,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
ASAP.
Asap
Sunday the
natin to.
Sunday
Yeah.
show every Sunday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was in ABS-CBN for ASAP, and at that time, I was just finished doing my first prod, and I was sick. And then when I was in the dressing room waiting for my next prod, the vice president of the my management called me up and told me, "Can you go to the other studio? Because the bosses of ABS-CBN just want to talk to you."
Oh Jesus.
And when the bosses are asking you to go to the
You
studio,
go.
you will do it. You
Yeah.
will go. So I went there, and then they told me, you know what, in the studio, there's this group from China. They have their director with them, and it's a whole group of Chinese people who are looking for an artist that would be part of their show. And at that time, I think more than 20 artists from the Philippines have already auditioned.
Right.
And they wanted me to do an audition. And I said, I'm not ready. I didn't even know you were doing this audition, blah, blah, blah. And then I told them, okay, there's only one condition. I would do the audition if McCoy is here. So, so they called up McCoy and told McCoy that you should come to the studio because Casey's doing this audition, blah, 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 blah. When I got there, I think we did the Rolling in the Deep and Say Something because they wanted me to do a ballad and like an upbeat song. But there was no expectation whatsoever. I know I was like there was only one spot.
Right.
And the 20 plus artists that have auditioned before me are like some of the best artists in the Philippines. So I knew like it was like I wasn't sure I was gonna get it. I
Unlikely,
didn't expect.
Of course,
Yeah. And they told me that the director was just looking for one artist in the entire Asia, and they've already. So they told me they were looking for two from outside of China. One was from the UK and one from Asia. So when they told me this audition is for that one spot from Asia, blah blah. No expectation whatsoever. And then I found out, I think a month after that, okay, you got to the next level. So I had to record a Mandarin song and then another song, and then no expectation still. And then after a month, okay, you got to the next level. I just kept going
kept
because
going.
my bosses told me to do it. So eventually they got down to the last two artists, and I recorded another song, and that's when they told me that I was gonna be on the show. So they sent me videos of past seasons, and like I said, it would make me sick in the stomach just thinking about being part of the show, because in Singer 2018, it's not a competition for amateurs.
No, it's not.
All the contestants in the show are already superstars in China.
Yeah, they're
levels.
established.
They are levels, KG.
They are established names. Yeah, absolutely insanity. Having Jessie J and then Hua Chen-yu like in the same competition is absolutely madness.
When I got there, I did not really I didn't want to think it was a competition, because it's gonna ruin me.
Mentally that must have been a freaking workout.
Yeah, but what got me excited was meeting Jessie J, because I've been a fan for like years. She is definitely one of my influences. So when I found out she was the artist from UK, that's what fueled me to, okay, I have to get in so I could meet Jessie J. That was the goal.
just for that sake, I just want to shake your hand.
So I don't know if you've seen the video the first time I met her, but I literally forgot how to breathe. Like that's how starstruck I was when I saw her. And she's super nice too. So it's like icing on top of the cake.
Oh, that's amazing. Listen,
she's quite tall though, isn't she?
She's huge.
She's like 5'11"
I
or
think
something.
she's 5'9" or something. 5'9",
Oh, right.
5'10", and she wears like super high heels.
Yeah.
So I look like I'm not even gonna say it, but I'm just, like super short beside her.
Don't feel bad. Ballet here. She's
I'm 4'11", so how much is like that's
Oh
that's
my gosh.
she's a small little
Same.
twerp.
50 meters? Yeah. Oh, we're the same. Yay! Like platforms are my life. That's how I cope.
Yeah, I wear platforms every single
Me
day.
too. Yes, that's how it's life.
Wouldn't know.
But yeah, I just the platform itself of Singer 2018 was
Madness.
just it's crazy. Not only from the production standpoint, but from the expectation standpoint of the audience itself, because it's a nationwide show, right?
And it's also
And
like
they're the ones voting for the winner.
Absolutely,
and China's
absolutely.
like a very difficult market in music
To get into.
even
Very hermetic.
it's
Even for established international artists
right.
outside of China.
yeah. Ever since then though, like ever since we discovered like even some artists from China, and I every time I think of like artists and collaborations, like I always think now, given the fact that you have seen different industries of music and different artists from different part of the world, is there any artists that come to your mind like for like in collaborations wise that maybe you heard and you were like, bloody hell, it would be amazing to make a song with them? Doesn't have to be Chinese, just from all over the world.
I still am waiting for the collab with Jessie J, but I'm just waiting. She still remembers that.
She definitely does.
Listen, she's been doing some crazy work at the moment, like going back into live performances, and
She's still performing, right?
Well, she just started again. She had a little bit of like a rough patch with her voice recently.
Oh, no.
And I
Yeah.
love how open she was about the whole process as well. Because
Yeah.
as
She's
a
very
singer,
inspiring too. Yeah.
exactly, and as a singer, you always see this amazing vocalists, right? That you kind of model yourself into. You model them. You copy them. You want to understand the way they do things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they become your influences, but you never see the hardships behind
The ups
it.
and downs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you never
true.
get to see behind the curtains. And I think that's what I like so much about you, for example, like how open you are about your craft and how you approach things, and you let them shine through your takes in the music itself. um let's talk a little bit more about your personal influences, because that's super intriguing to me. Apart from Jessie J, who else has marked your singing career?
Good question.
Lauren Hill is actually one
Ah,
of the first artists I listened to after the polyp, because I just had to find new artists that who would inspire me and who would remind me that you don't have to hit the high notes to make a difference as a singer. And that Lauren Hill was that person for me. She's just an amazing vocalist and an amazing songwriter and rapper.
yeah.
Like triple kill. So yeah, she definitely influenced me in whatever I do now and how I do things now.
Yeah, that's
That's
that.
that's another interesting thing about you, like the rapping aspect of things.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me now you mention it. It's sort of like, I guess out of necessity, you learn new skills, right? It's like, yeah, man, it doesn't surprise me that much knowing that it's sort of like you have to try and add as many stars to your blazer. What is that, like the army? They have like little stars
Yeah.
and stuff. You're trying to add as many accolades and skills. But I think what's impressive is the implementation, because you could be a
Oh,
really good
thank you.
rapper, you could be like a really good, I don't know,
Speech quality singer type thing.
yeah, but if it's implemented in the wrong way and it's not really that,
It's not
uh,
gonna work.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's a shame, because you could feel like bloody hell, she would be amazing, but it's just implemented in the wrong way. So I think what's impressive about you is the implementation of the accolades you've added to your skill set.
I'm just maybe the reason why you guys think the implementation works is because I am surrounded by super talented people like McCoy and my musical director who are always there to guide me
Yeah.
in whatever I do. Because I come up with crazy stuff, and sometimes people just have to tell me, okay, we
Maybe
love
not.
this idea, but maybe this won't work. This is too crazy. People won't understand this. Blah blah blah. But I'm just thankful that they allow me to be who I am, and at the same time make sure that I still am able to connect with my audience, to connect with my supporters. It's actually a funny story that you mentioned me doing the rapping, because I don't really say I'm a rapper. People just assume I'm a rapper because I talk fast with music.
Right. It's like speech like
Yeah.
quality, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it actually started when I was in college and we were supposed to represent my department, my college department, in like a rap competition in our university, and I was asked to sing just the hook,
Yeah.
and then I think one of the rappers got sick, and there was nobody really wanted to do his verse, and then I told them I actually learned it. Can I try? And I did it, and that's when one of the coaches actually noticed that, okay, this is something that you could actually work on. So that's how it started. And that a year after that, I started listening more to hip hop and rap. Glock 9, I don't know if you're
Yeah,
familiar
Yeah,
with
Glock
that
9,
guy.
yeah.
absolutely. A legend,
Yeah.
legend, the
Uh,
guy.
He's
actually,
definitely one of my huge influences in trying to learn how to rap.
nice.
So that must have been wild.
He's a
Then what
true
the first?
lyricist, that guy. Special
Yeah,
fella.
Amazing.
His mind is very
so clever.
peculiar.
Even when it's translated, because we don't speak Tagalog. Like we don't speak Tagalog. We understand a few things here and there coming from like speaking Spanish as a first language.
Mahal kita, mundo, pangarap, what is it? What else?
Ibig.
Yeah, just like the title of songs. That's what I understand.
But the fascinating thing to me is that after it's been translated, you still understand the depth of the lyricism itself.
Odd.
It is so it speaks volumes about, you know, the thought process and the cleverness in the rhymes, you know, because
Yeah.
a lot of things get lost in translation. It must have been absolutely wild to
You
perform
performed with him as well, didn't you?
several times.
Yeah, yeah, I've performed it with him several times, and the first time we did an original track was, I think for a show, and then after that, it was for a TV show, like an OST for a TV show,
Nice.
and then when he released an album, his own album, he asked me to be one of the he asked me to be on one of his songs, and yeah, that's it.
How did that feel like when you first got to collaborate with him? Like,
Oh, it was overwhelming because Glock 9 is one of my musical influences.
yeah.
And he is just so inspiring and, you know, very humble despite being one of like the OGs in hip hop in the Philippines. Like he is a walking reminder that whatever you have in your life right now, you should always be thankful and grateful and willing to share whatever knowledge you have to the people around you, especially those who are just starting and those who are looking up to you. Yeah, that is Glock 9 to me. Like
Well,
the person and artist we all want to be. Aspire to be.
you've also that must be a bit like bizarre, I guess, when you look back. It's like the amount of artists that you've worked with there from the Philippines that are like also insane caliber. I guess apart from overwhelming, is there any other moments like that you've collaborated with any artists that it must feel a bit surreal, like you know, it's like bloody hell.
It
It's
still
like
feels surreal. It still does. Because, like for example, the band that I always do my gigs with, they're actually like a super band here in the Philippines. Like if you ask any musician, they would always be like on top of their lists of artists that they aspire to be in terms of precision, accuracy, taste, and caliber as an artist. And before I joined X Factor, I already looked up to them. They were just amazing. They're the type of band that you don't want to play after. That's how amazing they are. Like how even though you think you're good as a singer, when you perform after their prod, you will look like
You look like that.
that's how amazing they are. So after joining X Factor, they got in touch with the producer of my first album and told my producer, Sir Jonathan Manalo, can we play for her album launch?
Ooh.
And when Sir Jonathan Manalo told me about it, that they wanted to play for the album launch, I was literally on the floor crying because, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. These are the people that I've always looked up to, and they wanted to do my album launch with me. And these are the type of people who don't really need to do music for a living. They are like, they just do music for fun. And for them to want to do music with me, that
Ignited something
was just
different.
it was just amazing. So now every time we do a gig, even though we have been playing doing music for like more than 7 years or 8 years, it still blows my mind every time I see them playing and enjoying the arrangements, and you know, it's just amazing. I like you said, it still feels surreal that I am able to do whatever I am doing right now with the people that I never imagined I would be able to work with.
It's incredible.
I must say, yes, they are a bloody good band.
It's incredible. They really are. It's
They always keep me on my toes every time. So I come up with an arrangement with McCoy, and then we'll send it to him, and then he's gonna come up with like the more complete arrangement.
Right.
And then every single rehearsal, the arrangement still changes.
Right.
yeah.
Bloody hell.
There's something new to add.
Yeah, and most of the time, these are changes that are not subtle. These
Yeah.
are changes that always just makes me, okay, you have to remember the timing because they're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
change it like in the bar. They always keep me on my toes, and I love it because it makes me, you know, work hard and practice more. As an artist.
Who's the drummer?
Michael Alba.
Alba, that's right, Michael Alba.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, when you're surrounded by musical geniuses, like like in your band, like the creativity never stops. So it's kind of like hard to once they get going, like it's hard to like understand where the arrangement is finally gonna end. Like, where is the creativity actually gonna cap? Because
Yeah.
it
So
cannot.
whenever I'm asked to send a written notation of our arrangements,
It's like, hold on.
Uh-oh.
it's always a hard time finding, okay, what's the most recent version of the song?
Yeah.
Because it always just keeps on changing. You know, I love practicing with them, but sometimes it's to my detriment because it just keeps on changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I love it. I love it because it keeps on evolving and we never settle.
I think I think that's why they're so good because, and I think that's why they've continued. And I've never had a chance to meet them, but I'm sure if you ask them, they feel like their progress and skill level has always gone like this. And I think it's because they don't settle. They really try to.
they're willing to experiment constantly, and I
I
think
was having a look at some of your videos, like live performing, and yeah, Alba, he's a bit of a maniac. Like
He is a maniac. He would like mid in the mid performance while I'm singing, like for example a ballad or something. He would make it sound like syncopated or something just to mess with me.
break it.
it's like, actually, let's make a 6/8 out of this.
He is just crazy. He's just crazy, but I love it because like people think I'm good because it makes it sound difficult.
You are good though. Let's not lie to
thank you.
ourselves.
Because I drum, and when I have a look at someone like Michael, and it's like, oh my God,
What is this?
this guy is not normal. What's going on here? You know, but it's
No,
impressive.
he is not normal. He's crazy, but despite being like a beast in his craft and doing his
Pocket.
craft, he is such an amazing person as well. He's very
nice.
inspiring. He's very kind, nice, and always willing to share whatever he knows. And, okay, Dai, because in Sir Michael Alba is also from Mindanao, so he speaks Bisaya.
Sayang too.
So he would call me Dai, and he would teach me, okay, this part you can improve. When it comes to this part, I can change it, and maybe you can take a listen and tell me what you think. And for him to ask me what I think about what he was gonna do in a performance, that means a lot to me. That he respects me as an artist, and that he gives value in whatever input I have. He's just an amazing person and an amazing artist, and I think that's the reason why they have been in that same level for like years and years and years, because their talent got them there, but their attitude made them stay there. They're just
I'd love to have a chat with him actually. He's I'd love to pick at his brains and learn, take notes, because I'm sure
he would love to talk to you. He also loves sharing whatever to people.
It would
Doesn't
be a
matter if
pleasure.
let him know the doors are open. Kay, I wanted to check out your song with you before we go, because I know you're tight on time. Let's give it a watch, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on how the video came along, and feel free to interject at any moment. And yeah, this should be super fun. I'm really excited.
exciting.
I
okay,
never
so
thought.
before the video starts, I would like to point out that we did this one take, one camera.
Ooh, okay.
What
So,
the fuck?
was this the first take as well, or was it?
No, I think this is like the fourth or fifth, because since it's one take, a lot of variables are just always missing or something. So we have to really. The person from Tarsier said sixth take.
Six. There you go. It's a six take.
Okay.
Thank you for the note.
So now we know it's factually correct.
Factually, indeed.
Okay.
Thank you, Isa. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Isa.
Let us know if you can hear it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I heard you talking in your sleep. Wake up, baby, talk to me. I could take it so you don't have to lie.
Oh wow, it's
That's really
true,
nice.
pure R&B.
Questions in my head. What you doing in my bed? Is if you can take it, gonna have to say goodbye.
Absolutely stunning.
Something's on your mind, middle of the night, better let it out. I'm giving you a chance, better make it right tonight. Cause nobody knows.
Gorgeous. Goodness.
60 seconds can't make a break your life.
Big.
I'm not holding on. About to let go.
Oh my God, you absolute maniacs. Why did you start to do a continuous take?
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
absolutely crazy because you feel like you're in completely different rooms, and it's brilliant.
It's like
The
it changed-
silhouette work is just
And it-
fascinating.
Yeah,
Any
the
reasons why?
timing had to be perfect. The removing of the clothes I was wearing on top of the
Yeah.
other clothes had to be perfect. Like the timing of when they should pull out the chair, put back the bed, or the lighting, the change. There were a lot of variables that could go wrong in the video. It was really technically challenging, but I'm just thankful that Zoopraxy, the group that made the video possible, really did the homework and just like really they wrote down everything. Okay, timestamp 034, this is when you're gonna stand up and remove this part of the blah blah blah.
Absolutely
He
insane
looks
though.
good though, but that was like choosing the
Thank you.
hardest path.
Yeah, it is one of the hardest ways of filming overall. I think that's one of the techniques in Hollywood that are the most acclaimed for, because most admired, because there's nothing harder than it's
One
history.
mistake we have to
Yeah,
reset. Start
absolutely.
from the very beginning.
And it's a circle platform, right? So it's a moving circle platform. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, here we go.
To speak your soul because I'm running out of time. 11:59.
Absolutely wonderful vocals though. Magical.
Thank you.
It's James Bondish. It gives me like James
is.
Bondish vibes.
Tell me where you wanna be. Oh, what the hell is wrong with me? I've been loving you for way too long. Something's on your mind, middle of the night, better let it out. I'm giving you a chance, you better make it right tonight. Nobody knows. Put a minute hold.
AK, it's a big track.
It's a huge track.
It's a big track.
I'm not holding on. About to let go. You better speak your soul because you're running out of time. 11:59.
Absolutely wonderful.
Hold on, pause. I wanna, before we go into the climax bit. It's odd because it's true pure R&B and it still has this sort of jazz bluesy influences, but it's so marketable, like it's so catchy, which is
Yeah, they found a way to like marry everything and at the same time make it still understandable for people who are still very much into pop.
Yep.
So Lugo and his team of songwriters really did an amazing job in writing the song.
It's an interesting set of images that go along with the song itself. Like the lyricism, it's dark and it's elongated and it provides a lot of gaps in between the storytelling. So the play with the silhouettes in the music video,
the viewer can kind of also interpret.
Yeah, so you have a chance to be totally submerged in the idea of the song itself as well.
Because the concept of the video is actually is like the setup is like a clock, and in the song the my character is giving my partner the ultimatum. You have to tell me, are we gonna move forward together or are we gonna move forward separately? Because I can't do it anymore. I can't just try and piece back. I can't just try and guess what you want us to be. Let me know. I'm giving you the ultimatum. You have 60 seconds to make or break our lives or our relationship. So yeah, that's why all the scenes are actually more like confessionals, like making this person tell me what I want to know.
Like an interrogation, yeah.
Interrogation.
It's pretty cool.
May I say though, if you're looking for relationship advice, don't make any important choices in 60 seconds. Make them in an hour. Here we go.
Yeah, so it's like a condemning.
It's a matter of seconds before you regret.
Jeez, she brought out the gloves. Nice.
She became the criminal after trying to condemn him into, confession.
Right.
Just like become the criminal itself.
Right.
It's like the incriminator. You know?
Okay. Because you're kind of like condemning him, right?
Yeah,
You're like
so
sentencing him.
Yeah, so you're seeing it from her side of the table, from her side of the perspective. It's like I've given you all the chances and you've never taken the risk, and now I have to take the risk, which means becoming the villain.
Okay.
No.
That's an amazing interpretation.
Thanks.
Interesting interpretation. It works. It actually does.
Because I guess the reason why you're looking at it as the villain is because she then must make the choice that he was unable to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she could be the Terminator.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Or she could be the lover, or the lovey-dovey part of it.
Yeah. She was just pushed to the edge, and that's when
So it's beyond breaking point.
Yeah.
I see it more as desperation, less as becoming the villain. I see it more as, this is my last desperate attempt, and can you not see through this facade I'm trying to put on of sternness that I just want you to make a decision because I can't stand it anymore.
Just tell me what I want to know. Just tell me, are we moving forward together, or are you leaving me behind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing more painful than ambiguity, not knowing. If you leave me behind, I'll be able to deal with it. But if you don't tell me, that's like being in darkness for nothingness.
And you're wasting my time, so I have to know.
Yes.
That's right.
Because you're running out of time. 11:59.
God.
It's so mysterious.
Sounds weird to say I love your voice, but you're here present. So I can tell you I love your voice, Kate.
Ooh, gorgeous. Ooh, I love the mystery and like the suspense overall.
It's a good look. Nice, that's a shot and a half, mate.
That is a brilliant take.
Thank you.
So happy with the
final result. Did you enjoy it all?
I am super happy because it's not easy, but it's not as hard to execute a music video concept. When I found out about the concept, I was very excited, but based on past experiences, it's not.
Concepts don't always translate.
Maybe because I haven't found the perfect team that would really execute the concept. But with Zoopraxy, they actually surpassed the expectation. Like, I didn't think it was possible because doing a video like that is technically very challenging. But when we got there, everything was just prepared. They wrote down, like I said, they wrote down every single thing that I had to remember. So the only thing that I had to remember was just the timing and which ones
Your
to
cues,
remove, where I should go, where to try to remember my lighting. Yeah, that's it. So I'm just super happy. Had we had more time, maybe it could have been more amazing, but it is already amazing as it is. Given the limitations that we have in the Philippines now for production, it's beyond expectation. So if anybody just wants to see the behind the scenes video of the making of this music video, you can just check it out on the official YouTube channel of Tarshia Records. And also the music video we just watched is also available in that same channel, Tarshia Records.
We'll leave all the links and everything for everyone to have a look
so
at.
much.
And please do, because I must say this is one of those songs that I would recommend everyone to plug in some good pair of headphones or a decent set of speakers and enjoy, because there's lots of little details. And after this I'm gonna rewatch it again, because that is my favorite genre, R&B. So it's certainly, you can add layers and ad libs and things that make it fuller. And it does sound very fat. It sounds very thick.
Layered, yeah.
So
It sounds incredibly layered.
certainly worth breaking down further. But lovely to have the
thank
chance to hear it with you for the first time.
This is actually the first time I did like a reaction video with other artists as well. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to be part of your episode today, and for allowing me to promote 1159 to all your subscribers or your viewers and listeners. Thank you guys so much.
It's an honor for us. Honestly.
Absolute pleasure.
It's incredibly inspiring to have the opportunity to talk to you and see the little bit of behind the scenes of brilliant work, because with this video you've made the impossible possible, and that is something worth celebrating, and sharing as much as we could. It's fantastic.
Oh, for real, okay, it's really an honor, and I don't want to turn this into sort of lovey-dovey and be. But it's I really mean it. Apart from that, everyone please do check out 1159. Everything will be in the link in the description and everything like that.
I am just excited to see this live at some point.
I would love to.
I am so excited to perform it live too, because we don't have live shows yet, but
soon.
Very soon.
Yeah,
well,
we're
if there's
praying for you and hoping for the best in your career as always.
Yes,
we'll be supporting whatever you do, and if you're ever in London, give us a shout and we'll show you around.
or when the restrictions maybe lower down there in the Philippines, and I think the travel here as well, we would love to visit you and maybe even do this in person. Have even McCoy join us. Why not? I'd love for him to.
Yes, we can do like a little jam session with McCoy. He'd be down.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, Casey, everybody, and thank you so much. And thank you for the lovely people from Tarshia as well. They're incredible team. And thank you so much, Kay.
Thank you so much, Efra and Waleska, for having me. I had a fun time. I wish it was longer, but thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will be back to just watching your reaction videos.
Welcome anytime, Kay. You're welcome anytime. So just let us know, and we'll for sure accommodate.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. KC Tandingan.